Well, hello everybody and welcome to Amazon Prime Day. Now I approach Amazon Prime Day really the way I approach any kind of shopping, and that is I don't buy anything without intention. Most of the buying that I do now, if it's not for decorative purposes or for my wardrobe, is to solve problems. And so anything that might be on Amazon Prime that will solve a problem that I have or an issue that I have, that is the lens through which I look at everything. So starting with my problem area in the kitchen. I love the cottage, but one area that I really wish I could have just 6 more inches or another foot is right here. As you guys have mentioned before, this area is very tight. It's also a very high traffic area. Now there's been a couple of things that I have done to help mitigate that, but I've also identified some things for which certain products will help. Now, one of the reasons that this area drives me a little crazy is because, as you can hear, this is where I put my dishes in the dishwasher. I've got it running right now, but it's also where you access the refrigerator, and for Hubs, the most important thing is where you access the ice. And so just as I am making dinner, it's about the time he wants to make his gin and tonic. He gets in the way. We're both getting in each other's space, and it's just a problem. So one thing I did was I bought a countertop ice maker, and I'm going to show you shortly where I'm going to put it. But it is on deep discount now. How much is it on sale for, Leah? And I bought the one in black. It comes with a scoop.
18% off.
It's 18% off, and it was how much overall though? Don't remember. It was under $100. So I thought that will be wonderful because I will put it in the bar area. Now, one thing that it did mention when I read the reviews, and that is it really will last longer and make a better quality of ice if you use filtered water or bottled water. Well, I don't like to use bottled water, but I definitely like filtered water. It is all that I drink now, and I fill up my water bottles with it. I fill up my coffee pot with it, my Keurig maker. I will use it for my Nespresso maker that I will get today. Was it on sale on Prime?
It was 35% off.
It's 35% off, and I ended up getting the mini one. I don't have it to show you. I'll get it later today. But Stuart, let's put a picture right here.
I hate to open these boxes because they do things like this. They say, oh, this easy to manage strip, it just rips right off, and then it doesn't. So that kind of drives me crazy. But just so you'll know that I was not fibbing to you, look here, this is my new Nespresso, the new mini Nespresso. This is the Nespresso Essenza Mini. I do like it when they have little handles like this. And there you go. Leah is purring in the background.
Maybe they'll stay for an espresso.
Yes, maybe they'll stay for an espresso, but I'm pretty excited about this. This is a little life luxury that I have really delayed for a long time. I've delayed gratification on this, but finally decided to get it. So here you go.
And also, Leah, we might check to see if the Keurig coffee maker is on sale on Prime. If so, we'll put a picture of that too. Both worth checking out, and both worth using filtered water in them to prolong their life and also improve the quality of the coffee or the ice that you get from said products. So this Amazon Basic, this water filter is definitely on sale right now, and it's like 50% off, isn't it, Leah?
50% off, yep.
Yeah, it's at a great price point. And so this is something that I think if you don't already have one, you will want to get to. I just keep it in the refrigerator. I also use it when I make my jasmine water, my jasmine iced tea, things like that. It just kind of subtly changes the quality of whatever it is I am drinking. So those are things right now that are making my life easier, and I'll talk about them a little bit more in the future. But this filtered water pitcher, the tabletop ice maker, my Nespresso machine, and maybe for you, if you don't have one, a Keurig. It was a little luxury that I finally decided to buy for myself. So let's take a break here, and then I'll show you some other problem-solving products for this area. Well, my son highly recommended this to me when he came home for when I saw him for Christmas last year. And that was, he said, Mom, if anybody needs a Ninja, it is you. And so he got me, or I can't remember if he got it for me or if at his recommendation I bought it for myself. Sometimes those lines get blurred. But the Ninja right now, particularly the food processing one, if you want to not have too many of those kind of appliances in your pantry, then I highly recommend this small version that I have, but also the large one that is like a food processor. That's what you've got, and it's on sale now, like 38% off. It was $239, and now it's $149 or something like that. It's really, really a great deal, especially this time of year when you're making lots of smoothies, when you're making lots of pesto, when you are processing any of that kind of stuff. If you are making jams, jellies, any of the things that you may be transforming from your orchard, from your backyard produce, zucchini soups, things like that. The Ninja comes in beautifully, I think, or works beautifully for that. So it is definitely something that's on sale right now that you might want to check out. Now, I solved that problem with my small Ninja, but I still had this problem, again, in this tight area of a very messy, disorganized cabinet underneath my sink. And so I've been working on this for a while, and the impediments that I have to work around are things like the disposal, and probably you too. Also, obviously, the plumb works back here, and then I've got outlets, and I've got the switch for my garbage disposal. So anyhow, there's a lot going on, and it's hard to get things to fit. Now, I had just boxes under here that I just could store my things in, but I found these under cabinet organizers that fit and kind of mold around all of the stuff you've got going on underneath your sink. And I think these are on sale now for, I don't know, about 20% off or something. And I decided that that's what I needed for under here, because I wanted to use some of this space. You can see up here how none of that space is being used. And I wanted to be able to store a little bit more underneath my sink. So I got one. I've cleaned out this side. I will clean out that side, replacing all of this with my new little organizer. Something else that I'm going to do is put some of these under cabinet lights in here that are motion activated. This will illuminate this dark space and make it so much easier for me to see what I've got underneath here. So I've ordered a couple more of these. You guys know that I love these, and I showed you my charging station. I think that was just yesterday. Yeah, so this is really making my life easier under here. These do slide out. Let me show you how this works. They slide out. They come with,
real quick, Sarah.
oh yeah, they slide out.
Cool.
And there's different ways that you can adhere them to whatever the platform is. They come with these like sticky things, but they also come, with some little suction cups that you can put on the bottom. You can see where the holes are. And so it's just a way to be able to use things in a more organized way underneath your sink. And this works so well. I will probably get some for underneath my bathroom sinks too. I am not an organized person, so anything that I can do that helps me in that regard is a good thing. Now, something else that's on sale that you guys know I am so pleased with are these cushioned rugs, cushioned mats, whatever these are on deep discount now. They're 50% off. And what I did was, I mean, they work fine without covering them up, but they look a little bit better, I think, when you cover them up with a rug. And so that's what I did. They are just underneath the rug, and it also seems to it just makes this whole area a little bit more cushioned. And then I've got some of these sticky, double-sided, and that's got some double-sided little things, little bits of rosemary that are sticking to it right now. And so when I put that down, it makes this adhere to the surface. It doesn't roll up, and it really, I think, makes everything here work a lot better. So in this area then, I highly recommend these under cabinet organizers, these cushioned mats. I've got one on this side, I've got one on that side of my island, and I'm getting another one for this side. All of them will be underneath my Quar or Raffia or whatever these rugs are called. Sisal.
Those rugs are also on sale.
Sisal. Okay, these rugs are also on sale. Leah tells me. How much are they off?
15% off.
Okay, these are 15% off. And again, we will put all of these links, but these are some of my favorite things. I don't buy stuff to just buy stuff. I buy stuff that will solve problems for me. Stuart will attest to that.
You got enough stuff.
Yeah, I have enough stuff. We all have enough stuff. But we don't have enough solutions to our vexing problems. Let's take a break here. Okay, let's all give a round of applause to Leah, who is finding all of these links, who is coming up with who's checking, as I talk about things, is checking to see if some of this stuff is on sale. So while we were looking for something else, Leah said, did you know that this rug you've got in your kitchen is also on sale right now?
It's on big sale.
It's on big sale. How much is it off?
Let me look again. It was like originally $300. You know rugs are so expensive.
Yeah.
It's 77% off. There's a couple colors, and depending on the color, there's different sales. But yeah,
okay.
It's like $82 for a 5x7.
Oh, wow. Okay, so there's different colors, and they come in all sorts of different color sways. There's blue color palettes, clay, reddish, multicolored, all sorts of things. What I like about these is they look like they're kind of already aged. The pile isn't really, really high, so you don't trip on it when you are walking through, and they're just very lightweight, and they're easy for me to pull up because I do like to change out my rug seasonally. So if you want to change out your rug seasonally and you want to make a transition to something else that maybe looks a little bit more autumnal, then check out this rug that is on deep, deep discount now on Amazon. So Stuart, come this way. Forgive me, everything is kind of chaotic here. Watch the lamp, Stuart. We've got this here to give a little more illumination so you can see these as we walk. Now, I showed you about my charging station yesterday, and I want to repeat that a couple of these things are on Amazon Prime right now. And some of you made note of the fact that, yes, I probably, when I am charging things, I probably want to keep the drawer slightly opened. And yes, you don't want heat to build up.
And the hole in the back also vents.
And the hole in the back also vents. But the other thing is, typically, as soon as they are recharged, I am reusing the items that are in here. But this additional outlet by, who is that by? Can you read that, Stuart? Quinliant?
Oh, well, that is it. Yeah, something like that.
Quinliant or whatever. Okay. Anyhow, this really has expanded the number of things that I can put on my surge protector.
Question of the day.
Yeah, and question of the day. Can anybody tell us what that says? And so this has really helped me because it's got HDMI ports. This is on deep discount for, I think Leah said, is that 50% off?
You mean USB ports?
USB port, what did I say? HDMI,
Yeah,
USB ports.
50% off.
Okay, this is 50% off, as is my Ring doorbell, which I just powered up yesterday in here, and it's already now in my front yard. Stuart, right here, let's put a picture of the one that I have. These are on deep discount. The Ring doorbells are on 50% off as a security measure and as a measure to be able to check and spy on your garden. Spy on your garden while you're gone. These are great. So right here, Stuart, let's put a picture of the Ring doorbell that I've got in front, and I am getting another one to put on my back door. So speaking of the back, let's take a little break right here, and I want to show you a couple more things and some other ideas that I have in mind, some projects that I'm going to be working on during my sabbatical that I'm going to take in August. So this is the area that during my sabbatical I'm going to completely rework, but it will be so nice to have a little ice maker here, so then everything anybody needs, if they want to come in here and they want to make themselves a cocktail or even a soda pop or something like that, Stuart, this is where I can have your drinks for you laid out before you come, and then people can just come to this area and get an icy drink, and I won't have to have them in my space in the kitchen where I'm always working. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, Jamer. Yeah, this is another fun thing to do, is just periodically I put, look at this picture of my dad. Isn't that a great Mad Men?
Look at him.
I know.
Holy smokes,
Yes,
yeah, it is Mad Men.
yeah, very Mad Men-ish, my dad. Yeah, here's another tip: match your kid's baseball cap to the color of your geraniums when you take a picture.
That's the real tip.
So this is going to be a whole beverage area. I will. Obviously, there won't be as many of the things that are already out. I will remove some of those. But this will be a whole beverage station, not unlike some of the ones that were in the rooms in Scotland. So I'll have my Nespresso machine here. I'll have that little ice maker, and it will just be a whole beverage center. That will keep people out of my kitchen and out of my way. And I'm thinking about all of this as I get ready for fall entertaining, which will resume probably about mid-September when I come back from my sabbatical. So I'm really thinking about that. Now that the backyard is pretty much finished, I will definitely be able to use that space more for entertaining and for just hanging out in the fall. So let's take a break here, and then we'll go outside and I'll show you what I have in mind for that area. Well, it is late summer. In fact, today it's supposed to get up to 102. So no, right now I am not doing much entertaining in the front or in the back, but I will be doing a lot this fall. And one thing that has become increasingly disorganized as the growing season has progressed, and that is my storage areas for all of my stuff, for my pruners, for my garden gloves, for my fertilizers, my sprays, my, everything. And you may recall that I got some of these storage boxes, these waterproof storage boxes. I got one for here. I love the way it matches the color that I painted my shed. I got one for here, and I got one for up front. And actually, they can hold so much that a lot of the stuff I have in my storage shed can go in here, or it can go in the garage. I really don't need to use this quite so much for storage related to my gardening tools and other kind of gardening items. So that said, these are on sale right now. So if you guys want these good looking, and the other thing I like about these, I'm interrupting myself, but I like about these is that if pressed, I can bring it out and I can use it as additional garden seating. So it's really nice. They're good looking, and they're good looking enough to have out so you don't have to put them up. Okay, so I have two of these. These are both on sale, and you can use those. As I said, they're pretty spacious. Stuart, you can kind of show inside here just where I've got my stuff, okay? But you can also see that it's a big mess. It's a big mess. Okay, the other thing that is a big mess then is this little shed, which I do love. And it contains some of my garden tools, some of my pruners and things, my industrial strength vinegar, things like that. But I have decided that what I want to do is I want to have this as an area simply for entertaining. And what do I mean by that? So I've got lots of outdoor candle holders, outdoor candelabras, things like that, that when it rains, they just get filled up with water. And I could leave them out, but I would prefer to have them undercover in here where they don't get so dirty and they don't fill up with water. So for example, Stuart, if you'll step over here for a minute, like I've got this candelabra. I've got all of the votives that typically are in here but were filled with water and got dirty. Those are in my dishwasher right now. I've got all of these little tea lights, these solar operated tea lights, all of this stuff I really wanted to be able to move undercover. So when I clean this out, I can move this stuff inside. The other things that I will have in here are things like these little fly deterrents, whatever these little whirligig things are. These things that, you know,
whirligig.
deter
It's
flies.
exactly what it
We will put a link to these too. I can keep these in here. I can keep the fire starters for my fire pit in here. I can keep bug spray, citronella incense sticks, things like that I can keep in here. I can keep my Windex spray in here. I can keep a supply of rags, all of that kind of stuff related to outdoor entertaining. I can keep the stakes that we use when we roast marshmallows and things like that. Anything related to outdoor entertaining I can keep in here. Obviously in 102-degree weather it's way too hot to keep candles and stuff like that reliably in here, but I can do that in the fall. So I'm sure that I will think of more and more things that I then won't have to run into the house for, that I will have out here and easily accessible. Paper towels, my husband's grilling tools, all of that kind of stuff. So this will be more of an entertainment unit. And yes, this shed is also on sale right now. And you know, I equivocated about whether or not, because I really love the way it comes. I love the natural patina of it, but I painted it my cottage gray and I really love that. So this is another thing that is on sale that you guys might want to check out as you are shopping for things for Prime Day. Okay, guys, was there anything else that you are shopping for on Prime Day that you want to share with our followers?
That's a great question. We're going to have a whole list of all the favorites and all the good things we found. So we'll put that whole list below along with all of the individual items. Just click the description box and all of the links will be there for you.
Yeah, and if you go to my, if you want to know, like, okay, what was that rug Linda suggested, or where did she get that top she had on, or whatever, you can just put in Linda Vodder Amazon.
On
and
Google. Put
on
Linda
Google.
Vodder Amazon favorites in Google and it should pop up.
Okay, Linda Vodder in Google, Amazon favorites, and all the stuff that I have recommended will come up. And that helps me too, because a lot of you ask for links and we're happy to provide them, but this saves us some time if you just go directly to those resources to find out where I have sourced some of this stuff for myself. So happy shopping, you guys. I hope it's productive. I hope that is helpful to you so that you don't have to wade through a bunch of junk that is also sold on Amazon Prime Day. Let's not deny it. But there's also good stuff to be had too. And if you're like me and you really don't like to get out and get shopping, then shop on Amazon Prime for these kind of things, but also check out some of the products that are available from small business owners that are also sold on Amazon. So there you go. You guys enjoy your week.